Hello from Barcelona, this is Jamie Davis from telecoms.com and I'm with David Walsh, President and CEO of GENBAND. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks for having me.
Good show so far?
Unbelievable.
One of the big things we've been talking about the last couple of years with GENBAND is this message that you're putting out of helping your customers protect what they have, then also invest in the future. Now, am I right in saying that's still a focus for you? I mean, how's it been received by the market?
Well, we think it's been received well. These companies have a massive infrastructure of old legacy technology that they have to migrate, and on that infrastructure is their most valued customers. So the last thing they want to do is lose them.
Yes.
So, you know, the key is before you can kind of think about what you're going to do for them in the future, you got to make sure you hold on to them. And so that's what we do. We say, okay, listen, we've got a migration plan for you that we can take the old stuff, move you into the new IP world, and from there, there's all kinds of things that you can do to grow your business. But most important is we help you hold on to the customer you have.
So it's more about sort of taking your customer on this digital transformation journey with you guys, essentially.
Correct. Exactly, and doing it in a non-disruptive way. So one of the things that we do is we take all the past and we bring it forward. Because a lot of the things that people did and do today is still relevant going forward. It's just that you could do a lot more. But if you move them to something new and they lose everything they did in the past, it's very disruptive, leads to churn. And if you're not a new operator, right, churn is a very damaging thing. So this is something that we're very focused on, making sure they hold on to their customers that they have.
I suppose one of the real scary things for your customers is that step. You know, going from what they know to something what they potentially don't know. Yeah, it's a tricky one.
Well, it is. You know, what's happening to them is they see a lot of emerging players that they've never seen before. Now, carriers are used to competing with other carriers. They know that world. But now all of a sudden Google's in the space and Amazon's, all kinds of and little small companies like WhatsApp become very big over time. So the carriers are now realizing that they can't just look at the market that they've used to compete with. The market is coming from all different directions. So it's scary in a sense that if they don't move quickly, right, they're going to get their lunch eaten. So they have to move quickly. They don't have the luxury of moving at the same time as their once competitors did. So they used to always like wait and watch each other, and they sort of moved in lockstep. That world doesn't exist anymore. So that's what's really disruptive for them. You know, the competitive landscape has completely changed.
So let's talk about 2017. I mean, what are your objectives over the course of the next sort of 12 months?
Well, we have a few. We try to have a well thought out strategy, but it needs to break down into things that our customers can relate to, tactical steps on the way to getting to the future that are bite-sized, that are actionable, things that they feel like are doable. So we have a few things that we're working on. One is moving all of our technology, making it virtual, making it NFV. And so in that world, a couple things that we're doing is we're focused on things like transcoding. So one of the things that the wireless carriers are very focused on is how do I hold on to my customers and not have them go over the top. So a couple things that they've realized is if I offer them a higher quality voice, high definition voice, and if I can also provide a quality experience where they don't have as many dropouts or disconnects, that if I can provide a superior service, I can hold on to them. So one of the areas that we have really zeroed in is on transcoding, and to be able to do it at massive scale and very high quality. And this is a way for them to fight back and hold on, once again, hold on to that customer. So there's just like an example of a tactical thing that we can do. In terms of what can they do from an invest and grow, is when we say, listen, you don't have to completely build a new infrastructure. You can plug into our Candy platform. It's already built, okay? So any type of real-time communications that you can imagine, you can create, and you can create it quickly. So this is a new world of rather than build, and they will come, it's a fast fail world. Come up with an idea, create it on Candy, launch it. If it works, great. If it doesn't, no harm, no foul, move on to the next. So this is a way that we've created the platform for them rather than them having to build it, and then they can build upon it. They bolt it onto their network,
Yes.
right, and then they build upon it. So that's what we're really saying. So we've got some tactical things that they can do to be able to make sure that these new competitors don't take their customers, and we're kind of focused on that. But then we have a platform which allows them to go out there and compete and win back business and do whatever their imagination, whatever they can come up with.
So talking about the new world, I mean, obviously there's a lot of new trends emerging. I mean, which are the ones that you're really sort of keeping the closest eye on?
Well, the one that we see is that just is amazing is that we're moving from a world, an arithmetic world of a phone tied to a person.
Yes.
So the world was limited to like, okay, how many people are there? There's 6 billion, so there's 6 billion endpoints. Now, anything can be an endpoint. Anything can be enabled with real-time communication. So now we're going to a geometric world. So what we're focused on is being able to enable any application or any device for real-time communications. And that's a growth opportunity that the carriers can exploit. They have the network, but they don't have the platform.
Yeah.
So they take our platform, they use their network, and they can go out and take advantage of this new opportunity out there.
Okay. And one final question. The big issues for the telcos. I mean, what is keeping the carriers up at night at the moment? I mean, what's causing the biggest headaches?
I think it's this new competitive landscape. Waking up every day and reading in the news that Amazon is doing this, and what does that mean to my business?
Yes.
And Google is doing this, and Facebook is doing that, and WhatsApp doing this, and LinkedIn. Like every day, they're waking up and reading about something that could potentially hurt them, and they don't know the implications to their business. And their biggest fear is, at the end of the day, we're going to just get turned into a bit pipe. And that's a very different, that's like a utility business rather than a value-added business, which is where they've been their whole entire life. So I think that's the one thing they face. There's bad news coming every day, they just don't know what it was. And the world didn't work like that. This is something new that they've had to get accustomed to. And so I think, it's learning how to take a large company that has a big customer base, and how do you remain nimble? How can you become more nimble and entrepreneurial and take advantage of the opportunities that are in the marketplace?
Excellent. Well, thank you for the insight, and yeah, thanks for taking a couple of minutes with us as well.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Not a problem at all.
Thank you.